What is up, my friends? Welcome to Flippin' Bats. Today is National League West Preview Day. We have made it through every single one of the division previews. This is the final one. We've made it from NL East, AL East, all the way out west. Now we have NL West to finish it up. Last one. And then tomorrow will be the full season predictions, playoff teams, World Series champion, MVPs, Rookie of the Year, Cy Youngs, all of it, because tomorrow is opening day eve. Thursday is opening day. We are just a couple days away from the season getting started. I cannot wait. Right now, teams are doing those exhibition games where they're traveling to their stadiums and playing other teams in their home ballpark, which always reminds me years ago at this point, which is wild that it's been so long ago. But I played in one of those exhibition games with the Detroit Tigers. We actually played in Tampa that year. So we left our spring training. We went over to the Trop. I was a part of that game, traveled with the team, and I'll forever remember this. This story is wild, but it's something you can't ever forget. But I end up coming into the game to replace Justin Upton in left field and get put in. Honestly, he only wanted one at bat. He felt good, comes out after one at bat. So I'm in the game, and I think the second inning, I think it was the second inning I come in. So everyone else is still playing. You look down, third base in front of me is Miguel Cabrera, shortstops Jose Iglesias. I come in, and first or second batter hits a pop up shallow left field. So I'm in the game. I'm like obviously nervous to be playing in a big league stadium for the big league team. Come running in for a fly ball in the Trop. I look down to make sure I'm not going to run over Miguel Cabrera and Jose Iglesias. So I call everyone off, look down to make sure they're out of the way, because worst case scenario is I run over Miguel Cabrera. Well, one, I'm probably the one hurt, but two, he gets hurt, misses time. I'm public enemy number one, obviously. So I make sure he's out of the way. I look back up and I can't find the baseball. It's the Trop. It's the roof is the same color as the baseball. It's a nightmare. I look up, I can't find the ball. I'm like, oh my God. Finally found it on its way down, probably like 10, 15 feet still in the air, and somehow caught it like reaching behind my head. And it was an absolute mess. And I was so nervous, but the main goal was not to run over Miguel Cabrera. Did that, caught the ball. Everything worked out just fine. But I always think of that when I think of these exhibition games where the teams are playing in their home stadiums, because honestly, it was really cool to be able to play in that game. Then the Tigers were off and running from there, and I was not on the team. But we're talking NL West today, National League West preview. One thing is for sure, we know who's going to come in last place in this division, and that's where we're going to start. We're going to go from fifth place all the way up to first place, 5 through 1 in the division. Who's going to finish last? Who's going to finish first? And everything in between. Really good teams in this division. Fun division. Let's talk about it. Let's start with number 5. Fifth place team this year, Colorado Rockies. They are plus 50,000 to win the division on FanDuel Sportsbook. Not great odds there, or great odds, however you want to look at it. But a couple things I want to talk about with this team. One, Zach Veen, who every time I say his name, I think of vaccine. So it's really tough for me to say Zach Veen, but Zach Veen is who I want to talk about. Stud prospect for them. Absolutely tore it up in spring training, hit 308 with an OPS around 930. It's an absolute joke that he didn't make the team. He was just optioned down, didn't make the team out of camp. It's just, there's no way around it other than this is service time manipulation. This dude's a stud. He was going to be a lot of fun to watch. There's not a lot when you look at this Rockies team this year to say, you know what? I'm excited about the Rockies. But Zach Veen was one of those reasons to get excited about these young prospects they have coming up, and Michael Toglia and Zach Veen, and this team could at least have some young prospects that would be fun to watch. But he gets sent down. That's absolutely ridiculous. This rotation, no offense to anyone in it, is simply awful. It's just a bad rotation. It's all bad. The lineup is bad. There's not a glimmer of hope for the Colorado Rockies this year. And the biggest news that they had in spring training and this offseason is that their owner comes out and basically slams the Dodgers and said the Dodgers are bad for baseball. Why don't you look in the mirror and realize what's actually bad for baseball here? It's what you're doing as owner of the Colorado Rockies. It's what the Pittsburgh Pirates are doing with a rotation of Paul Skeens and Jared Jones and Mitch Keller and just some and Bubba Chandler coming up. Why don't you get some offense? If you're the Rockies bashing the Dodgers, there's one team in this division that's bad for baseball, and it's your team. So instead of crying poor, which everybody knows you're a multi-billionaire, why don't you go and spend money on this team for a fan base that gets excited about this Rockies team and wants to show up and still does a really good job showing up to Coors Field and cheering on this team? Why don't you look in the mirror and realize that the team you're putting out there is an embarrassment? If you look at this projected lineup, there's not anyone in the lineup that's projected to have an OPS of 800 or above while playing at Coors Field. That's ridiculous. Of course, you can look around the league and find teams that don't have anybody projected to have an 800 OPS. That's good. An 800 OPS is a good season. But you play at Coors Field. It's a launching pad, and yet you can't put together a lineup with anybody close to an 800 OPS projected. I mean, let's look in the mirror here when we're talking about what's bad for baseball. It's you and the team that you've allowed your front office to put out on the field. Again, I don't blame the team. I don't blame anybody on the coaching staff. I blame the owner and the tip top of the front office. That's really, it's the owner. The front office is just doing what they're told they're able to do. So I blame the owner that's out there publicly shaming the Dodgers for what they're doing. Rockies, terrible. Dead last place in the NL West. Don't even want to talk about them much longer. Let's move on to number 4. Number 4 in the division, I'm going to surprise some people here. And it's not because of how poorly I think this team is going to do. It's because I have another team that may surprise. At number 4, I'm going to go the Arizona Diamondbacks, plus 1,200 to win the division. The Diamondbacks are a team this year that I think have a really high ceiling and a potential to have a pretty low floor. I think the rotation is great, right? Really good rotation, obviously a little bit on the older side, but there's a lot of options down there. One of those being Jordan Montgomery, who's making $22.5 million and going to start the year in the bullpen. Brandon Pfaadt beat him out as the number 5 starter. So rotation's going to be so good this year if they can stay healthy. Zach Gallen, Corbin Burns, Merrill Kelly, Eduardo Rodriguez as your 4, and then Brandon Pfaadt as your 5 to start the year. That's really good. That's a really good rotation. Offensively, it's kind of a matter of what year are you going to get from Corbin Carroll? Is it Corbin Carroll of his rookie year, where he's rookie of the year and a all-star and a stud, and I went on the MVP CC train? Or was it last year where he had a little sophomore slump and did end up coming out of it? I personally think a big year is coming from Corbin Carroll. I am the driver of the bandwagon of Corbin Carroll, MVP CC in full effect. I think he's going to have another great year. Ketel Marte, a big reason that the Diamondbacks were even staying afloat last year through some really bad times is because of how good Ketel Marte was. I don't see a world in which he doesn't take a bit of a step back this year. He outperformed his career OPS by 80 points, a career year. And I just don't foresee at his age, getting another year older, continuing to be as good as he was last year. I talked about it in the fantasy baseball preview. I think he's going to take a bit of a step back, and where he's going in drafts, I wouldn't draft him that high. He's somebody that over the last 4 years has missed an average of 40-some games. I think it was 40 to 42 games over those years. So he is a guy that I'm concerned about injuries. Lourdes Gurriel, projected to be right in the middle of your lineup, a guy that's traditionally started really well, but then struggles from there. What are you going to get from him? Josh Naylor, new addition. I like that, but I really think the loss of Christian Walker hurts them. Christian Walker is one of the most underrated players in the game of baseball. He's gone. The Houston Astros grab him now. You do supplement him or you do replace him with Josh Naylor, who I like a lot. And then from there, the lineup is going to be hit or miss. Suarez might hit you 30 homers, could hit you 35 homers, could also hit anywhere from 190 to 240. Where's that going to be? So when it comes to this team, the ceiling is high. Corbin Carroll could finish top 3 MVP. Ketel Marte could finish top 5 MVP. Eugenio Suarez could hit you 35, 40 homers and hit 240. Naylor could be great. Jake McCarthy could have a year where he steals 40 bases and hits in the 6 hole. This lineup could be really good. It could also really struggle. Rotation will be good, just has to stay healthy. So I do like this Diamondbacks team. I don't have them in fourth because of them performing poorly. I think they'll finish with a pretty good record. I just think when it comes down to it, they're going to finish in fourth place because finishing in third is a team that I think will surprise some people this year, the San Francisco Giants. The reason is simple. I don't love the Giants lineup, but I am in love with their rotation. Logan Webb at the top. And then from there, you're going to go Justin Verlander, Robbie Ray, Jordan Hicks, Hayden Birdsong made the team out of camp. Robbie Ray and Justin were fantastic in spring training. I know Justin's final start wasn't great, but he was working on a bunch of stuff. Still ended up with a 3.2 ERA. He had like a 1.5 ERA in camp until that final start, which was a tune-up start, and you're just working on things. He's looked fantastic in camp. Logan Webb is going to be a stud. Robbie Ray looks like he could be back to Cy Young form. I know he won the Cy Young Award and then moves around to a couple places and then deals with multiple injuries. Robbie Ray had a 1.26 ERA in spring training, 19 strikeouts and 14 innings pitched and 0 walks. Robbie Ray was fantastic. Jordan Hicks was really good last year, but then had to kind of transition out of the rotation again because he's just never thrown that many innings in his life and then wasn't quite as good at the end of the year. Jordan Hicks, another year as a starting pitcher, gets under his belt now. Really nasty stuff. You can plug him in as a 4 in the rotation. Hayden Birdsong makes the team out of spring training. Dude throws a million miles an hour, nasty off-speed stuff. Really young pitcher, but he did deliver a dominant spring training. His final start was really, really good. So got 13 swings and misses in his final start of spring training. So he makes the rotation. And I'm pumped to see it. 23 years old. Absolutely disgusting. And he plugs in as your number 5 guy. So for me, I love this rotation. I think it will keep them in most every game. Lineup, you wish you had some more, right? But here's a couple keys. Jung-Hoo Lee has to stay healthy. If he does, I think he's a great catalyst for the lineup. Willy Adames is going to hit you 30 homers. I know he's playing at a much tougher ballpark to hit homers now, but I love Willy Adames, the addition there at shortstop. Matt Chapman, kind of a what are you going to get sort of guy offensively. You know he's going to be good over there at third base, but hit over 500 in spring training. So if you can get Willy Adames, Jung-Hoo Lee, Matt Chapman to all stay healthy and produce, I think this lineup could be good enough because then you just have some guys down low in the lineup that question marks. What are you going to get? Not great. I don't love a 5 through 9 in the lineup of Heliot Ramos, Patrick Bailey, Wilmer Flores, Mike Yastrzemski, Tyler Fitzgerald. But top of the lineup can be good enough with a rotation that could be elite. I'm talking top 5 rotation in the game of baseball with the potential to be even better, and a bullpen that I think is really good. What do you do down there? Camilo Doval has been an all-star closer. Last year struggled, ended up getting sent down at the end of the year, but his stuff is disgusting. If he can figure out how to throw strikes, you know he's going to be good down there. And in spring training, picked up a couple saves. I think Ryan Walker is going to be named the closer. He's really good. Tyler Rogers, Camilo Doval. So you have 7, 8, 9 inning guys. Sean Jelly. You have some really good depth down there in the bullpen. So like the bullpen a lot. Love the rotation. Offense, leaves a little bit to the imagination, but you can score some runs with the top of the lineup. So I think they will really surprise some people this year. I'm heading into this year watching the Giants, obviously, because Justin is on the team. I will be rooting for the Giants, obviously, because Justin is on the team. But I watched this team a lot in spring training. I watched Jung-Hoo Lee go about his business. I watched the rotation look nasty. And I thought to myself, you know what? This team could surprise some people. And we'll see if they're able to do that. I do have them coming in third in the division. Let's move on to number two. I am going to take the San Diego Padres to finish second in this division. They are plus 1,100 on FanDuel Sportsbook to win the division. A lot of question marks for me if I'm looking at this team. But if you look at it on the surface, elite rotation, elite top of the rotation, right? Michael King, Dylan Cease, fantastic 1-2 punch. And then Darvish and Waldron are starting the year on the IL. You get Darvish back, and then you have Cease, King, Darvish. That's nasty. Pivetta, a new pickup for them, I think will add really important innings for them as a guy that can throw the ball. So you're going to get innings out of a guy that's going to keep you in most every game. I like that pickup a lot. Obviously, top of the lineup is elite Luis Ariz, who I love, friend of the pod, Fernando Tatis Jr., who I like a lot. I think he could push for an MVP award this year. Jackson Merrill's a stud. Manny Machado, Jake Cronenworth, Xander Bogaerts. I know this name's not going to excite a ton of people, but I'm excited to see Gavin Sheets there in that lineup. I think he could have a really good year. So, lineup, really good. Rotation, top heavy, but good at the top. Bullpen, fantastic bullpen for the San Diego Padres. The question marks are one of the outfield spots. You know Fernando Tatis in right field. You know Jackson Merrill in center field. The third outfield spot is a large question mark. Jason Hayward is probably going to be your starter against righties. I don't love that. Who gets another outfield spot from spring training? They did have some guys perform well in spring training, but who gets it is still up to interpretation. So the final outfield spot is a massive question mark. The back end of the rotation is a big question mark right now with their injuries. Are they going to go with Hart? Do you go with Vasquez? What do you do down there? I don't know. But they're very top heavy in the rotation currently. Lineup is really good with some depth. Bullpen really good. This Padres team, they did get a lot of flack for not doing a ton in the offseason, but I did like the pickup of Connor Joe. We'll see if he ends up in one of that outfield spot. I like that pickup. I like Nick Pivetta. Are they going to be as good as the first place team in this division, the Los Angeles Dodgers, which I guess isn't a surprise anymore because I've named the other few, and the Dodgers are the heavy favorite? Are they going to be as good as the Dodgers? No. But do I still think this team is the second best team in the division? I do. Do I still think the Padres can be a playoff team? Yeah, I do. So question marks for sure, and those question marks come on the depth side of things. Third outfield spot, back into the rotation. But other than that, Dylan Cease, Michael King, Manny Machado, Fernando Tatis, Jackson Merrill, this team is loaded with stars still, and I do think they'll be very good. I have the Padres coming in second. Let's move on to the first place team in the NL West this year at an absolutely insane minus 750 to win the division. Winning the NL West this year, give me the Los Angeles Dodgers. Best lineup in baseball. Best rotation in baseball. Top 3 bullpen in baseball. This team's loaded, right? There's not much to say about this team when it comes to who's going to win the NL West. I do think the Dodgers win the NL West. The conversation around the Dodgers starts to become who can beat the Dodgers? And I do think there's multiple teams that are able to do that. I think come playoff time, the Padres are one of those teams. I think the Braves are one of those teams. The Phillies, the Mets, potentially. The NL East and perhaps the Padres are going to be a team that pushes the Dodgers to who wins the National League. But the Dodgers are gross. They are so good. Here's the question marks I do have. One, Freddie Freeman concerns me. Injuries, nagging injuries still lingering over from the World Series. He was dealing with some rib discomfort dealing with that ankle surgery that he got in the offseason. Dave Roberts said he's going to rest him more than usual in the first half. Freddie Freeman's a guy that plays every single day. Pencil him in for 160 plus games during a year. But he's not going to be that guy this year. My other concern is Mookie Betts. And this one's probably a bit of a bigger concern. Mookie, according to himself, is weighing 150 pounds right now. Now, he's a smaller guy, but he missed the Tokyo series due to his illness. He still can't hold down food, and he's lost 25 pounds. When you get to the regular season, it ain't really a time to be putting weight on. Typically, you're going to lose weight during the course of a regular season. So we're now 2 weeks into Mookie Betts being really sick, missing the Tokyo series, which tells you how big of a deal it is, and now losing 25 pounds. And we're here 2 days before opening day, and he still can't hold down solid food. Just keeps throwing it up. In his words, he's scared to eat. That scares me. That's worrisome. So I am really hoping for the best for Mookie Betts. The game of baseball needs him. The game of baseball needs him in that lineup. He's an absolute star for this game. Hopefully he can get back. If I'm the Dodgers, I kind of reset with Mookie. I probably let him sort of ramp back up. I don't know if there's no word on opening day, right? But he's weighing 150 pounds. I probably let him get some time under his belt and build back up and get his weight back up. I mean, he's weighing, I think it's under 150 pounds now. He's weighing 145 pounds. Let him get some time, build back up, get some ABs maybe off of live pitchers, get ABs, get LBs back on you, get some weight back up, and take your time, because this team doesn't need Mookie Betts to make the playoffs, but they need Mookie Betts for the long haul, right? So I do have Mookie Betts concerns. Another big conversation around the Dodgers is Shohei Ohtani. Is he going to win another MVP award? Is he going to win his third in a row? What does this look like from a pitching side of things? Originally, he was supposed to be back in May. They said they were going to take their time. There's no need to rush Shohei Ohtani. We're going to take our time. He's starting to ramp up, but then they slowed him down. I think he slowed himself down. He said, look, I want to focus on hitting. I need a break from pitching mentally and physically. Nothing is wrong with my rehab. I'm just going to slow down the process. So does that still look like a May return to the rotation? I don't know the answer to that. But the Dodgers don't really need him in the rotation, right? You need Shohei Ohtani healthy for the playoffs. You need him healthy in the lineup for the playoffs. You need him healthy in the lineup all year long. But you need him healthy on the mound for the playoffs. So take your time with him pitching-wise. Completely understand that. They don't need him in the rotation, but I want to see him back in the rotation, right? So the word was May. Is it now June? Is it now the second half of the year? I don't know. But all I know is the story around the Dodgers this year, for me, is does Shohei Ohtani three-peat and win his fourth MVP, third in a row this year? And is he back on the mound? And I hope the answer to both of those is yes. It's no surprise to people. I'm a big Shohei Ohtani fan. I'm going to come out with my MVP predictions in tomorrow's episode. So if you're listening to this one, stay tuned for tomorrow. It's the big one. It's the big preseason episode. Every playoff team, every World Series team, World Series winner, every award, manager of the year. I don't know if I'll do manager of the year, but MVP, Cy Young, rookie of the year. That's all tomorrow. So be on the lookout for that. Shohei Ohtani, the obvious favorite to win the MVP award. Already a great start to the year. Had that homer in the Tokyo Dome. So already won homer in his first two games. We'll see there. But this Dodgers team, if you look at it top to bottom, offense, unbelievable. Shohei, Mookie Betts, Freddie Freeman, Teoscar, Max Muncy, Will Smith. They added Michael Conforto. Tommy Edman, NLCS MVP, is going to hit like eighth for this team. That's fantastic. Rotation, Yamamoto, Roki Sasaki, Blake Snell, Tyler Glasnow. Dustin May, Shohei Ohtani in waiting, Clayton Kershaw in waiting. It's just absolutely gross. And then you want to talk about the bullpen, Tanner Scott, Kirby Yates, Blake Trinan. Michael Kopech is on the IL, but was really good for them. This team does not have a hole. And it's very tough to talk about that when it comes to teams around the league of a team that doesn't have a single hole. What is it with the Dodgers? Where is it? You can't find it. That's how good they are. That's why you will never see a team minus 750 to win a division, but that's why we're seeing it with the Dodgers. I don't think there's much of a question mark as to who wins the division. Look, the Dodgers have been the best regular season team in baseball over the last decade, but they have the recent championship to show for it and the COVID championship. But other than that, a lot of missed opportunity and a lot of disappointing playoff runs. You can have the best team in the regular season, which I think the Dodgers will, but that means nothing come playoff time. Anybody can beat anybody on any given day. That's why this is baseball. That's why we haven't had a repeat champion since 2000. That's why baseball's in the longest consecutive run of any sport without a back-to-back champion. It's baseball. Anything can happen. I can name you 5 teams right now that could beat the Los Angeles Dodgers in the playoffs. We'll see what happens when we get there. The Dodgers will get there. The Dodgers will win the NL West, and that's what I have here. So let's go 5 through 1 again in this division. Give me the Rockies at 5. Awful. Give me the D-backs at 4, the Giants at 3, the Padres at 2, and the Dodgers at 1. When it comes to this division, there could be anywhere from 1 to 3 playoff teams here. I do think I think there's four teams that could be good in this division. If you feel how I do about the Giants, I think the Giants could surprise some people. D-backs will be good. I think the Giants will be good. Padres will be good. Dodgers will be good. So you look around the league, I think the NL Central's probably only going to have 1 team come out of it. NL East will also be the other really good division. Whoever wins, and then between the Mets, Phillies, Braves, whoever doesn't win is going to be pushing for wild cards as well. So those wild card spots will be taken up by the NL West and the NL East. Can the Padres grab one? Can the Giants or D-backs grab one? I think those 3 teams could all potentially make the playoffs, but they're going to have to beat up on those NL East teams because they're going to be really good as well. But fun division for sure. Those Dodgers-Padres rivalry games will still be alive and well. Those games, look, if you ask the Dodgers, the hardest team they played in the playoffs last year was the Padres. If you ask me, the Padres should have beaten the Dodgers in the playoffs last year. I thought they looked like the better team. I thought they had the Dodgers with their backs against the wall. I think they didn't win a game at the end when they were supposed to win it. Next thing you know, the Dodgers go on to win the World Series, and everybody's crying in the offseason like, oh, they got too good. Baseball has a problem. No, it doesn't. The Dodgers almost didn't even make it out of the NLDS once again. We got some great series throughout, and I do think the Padres will still be able to put some really good games and competitive games together against the Dodgers, and that rivalry is still alive and well, and there's drama filled in it. D-backs with their rotation are going to be in every game. That offense could be really good. Giants with their rotation and bullpen are going to be in every game, especially in their home stadium. It's a pitcher's ballpark, especially at night. You have a fantastic rotation, a great back end of the bullpen, so the Giants are going to be good. Padres great, Dodgers great. This division, although I do think the Dodgers could win it handily, I think the Dodgers could win 105 or more games this year. But it's going to be a fun division. There are superstars everywhere you look at it, and I can't wait to watch this unfold. So NL West is our final division, meaning we have now done every single one. So if you're a fan of any particular team and want to hear about that preview, or you just want to go back and listen to them all, they're not the longest episodes in the world. I think we started with AL East, then went NL East, AL Central, NL Central, AL West, now NL West. And tomorrow's the big preview. As I mentioned, stay tuned. Make sure you're subscribed, following wherever you listen to your podcast, Apple, Spotify, because it can send you a notification when the new episode comes out. It'll probably drop overnight, though, in the middle of the night, so it's ready for you when you wake up. But it's the big one. It's the big preview. Be on the lookout for that. You can also watch every single episode on our YouTube channel, Flippin' Bats Pod. We're on all social media as well at Flippin' Bats Pod everywhere. 2025, the year of Flippin' Bats Pod. I can't wait for this. Gonna have a lot of fun guests on this year, a lot to talk about. We are days away from opening day, and I cannot wait. So thank you all, everyone that has always listened, you new listeners. This show is a lot of fun, and I'm every single week putting out a bunch of episodes for you all, and it's just the best time of year right now, and I can't wait for you all to listen all year long. This show means the world to me. This community means the world. We are just growing baseball as much as we can, not being negative about it, just talking positive about this sport that we all love. So make sure you subscribe, following wherever you possibly can. That all does really help. And make sure you tune in tomorrow. The big one is tomorrow. Full preseason predictions, World Series champion. Most of my preseason predictions are really good. Got the World Series winner a couple times, divisions a couple times. Postseason predictions, maybe not as good. Everyone remembers that playoff bracket from a few years ago that I didn't get a single one right. But preseason, I got the World Series champion right. I love my predictions this year. Stay tuned for tomorrow. But until then, until tomorrow, which is opening day eve, remember everyone, find your bat and flip it. Peace.